we saying? What we saying? What we saying? I'll wait for a few more people to join before we do the usual that you can see over my shoulder. How are we doing? We are live. We are live. How are we doing? Boys and girls. What's poppin'? Or should I say, yes guys, welcome back to a Gbfc live, the first one of its kind in recent times. We normally only do lives when we're doing match watch throughs, which we will probably start doing again soon once the setup and everything is done. In the meantime, for now, you guys will have to deal with the preview and 6 things that we learn. All right, there's 550 people inside the opening minute. That is absolutely wonderful. Thank you to everyone that's joined. I'm just going to quickly go and shut my door. The microphone isn't very good because it's through my phone, but we can work with that. Give me a second. Go lock my door. I'll turn this light off too. So we just got the blue, the Chelsea blue, Chelsea blue. If you're not subscribed, then you better subscribe because you all know what to do. Chelsea blue, Chelsea blue. My room looks cool, I'll be honest. My bedroom is absolute fire, I'm not gonna lie. All right, welcome to everybody who's in the stream. As this is a new thing, I wanna know if you guys wanna see more of it. So if you could hit the like button, there's nearly 1,000 of you in here. I'm sure we can get to 1,000 likes on this stream. That would be wonderful. You are so tall. I know. People don't always realize that I am actually bloody tall, you know what I mean? Until they meet me in person and then they're like, blimey, he's a lanky geezer. 6'3", 6'2.5". Hey, first donation, Adam Durrani. Thank you very much, my man. Appreciate it, as always. So I thought what we do with this live, for those of you that are watching after it's done live, I thought we would literally just put the field out to you guys to give me things to talk about that I either have missed, that you guys have put in the comments of the videos, or alternatively, things that might not necessarily be big enough news for me to address it in a unique video, in a one-off video. Just thoughts about this, thoughts about that. And obviously you guys can let me know your thoughts. We can discuss formations. We can start to look at building lineups for the game against Liverpool. Just thought we could do like, just a good old fashioned chat, you know? I think I might have just missed we've just got another donation from Sylvester Scott. Would love to be here, but have a class. Mate, you know what? When I was in school, if I wanted to do something on my phone, just do it under the desk, bro. Just get some AirPods in, put your hand, like we used to do it with, we didn't have AirPods back when I was in school. We used to have the headphones, and then you'd like roll it up your jumper and then just sit there like this, listening to music or like listening to something funny. It was good old days, you know? All right, there's over 1,000 people in the GBFC stream right now. You're a bunch of legends, I appreciate it. Welcome. Any plans to do a video with Jan? Of course. Jan and I always plan to do stuff together every once in a while, like once a month or something. We've only recently done one, and obviously we'll probably wait until the season's well and truly underway before we go again. But yeah, I did a video with Eunice not too long ago as well, which went down really well, talking about Messi and all of that stuff before the inevitable happened, which was staying at Barcelona, as if anyone really thought anything other than that was going to happen. Live collab. Yeah, so one of the projects I'm working on at the moment, which again, you guys don't really ever get to hear about this unless you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, which are linked in the description. I'm working on loads of stuff right now, and one of those is converting our downstairs bedroom into a studio, like a photo studio. We've obviously got the fashion brand as well, which this is one of the pieces here. We're going to be doing like shoots with models, shoots with stuff in the house. It's going to be good. And then we want to have like a podcast room where obviously I'll be doing a podcast, GBFC podcast, and various other things. So yeah, it's easy. Thank you again, Sylvester, for the donation. Appreciate that. Thanks for the good content. Thank you for being here. The content isn't really, there's no point in me making it if you guys weren't here watching it, you know? I could do it for fun, but then I also wouldn't be able to pay my landlord. So, you know, it is what it is. Kepa. Some people asking me about Kepa. First things first, I don't want to miss your donation. So again, I will just address the new donation that just came in from the Alpha Santos. Pulisic, Werner, Havertz got dirty in FIFA. You know what? FIFA, they always do Chelsea dirty. Unless you play for Real Madrid, like you're pretty much destined to be screwed over, which isn't a surprise in the slightest, to be fair. But anyway, thank you for the donation. Let's talk Kepa for a minute or so, shall we? So here's the thing. Kepa has never really covered himself in glory at Chelsea. He came in for a price tag, which is obviously like pretty bloody high, and he's never fulfilled that price tag. I know that it's hard when players are bought in for X amount of money. It's not necessarily what he values himself at. It's what the selling club value him at. It's what Chelsea, Chelsea have to pay more money to get their man because teams that are selling to the Premier League know that there's more money in the Prem, so that's just the way it works. However, like with any Chelsea goalkeeper, there's always a standard. It doesn't matter what the price is that you've spent on the geezer. The standard is that the basics should be done well. He should be offering leadership to the team. He should be, setting an example at the back of how to defend, how to structure. And the problem with Kepa is not only is his shot stopping not being good enough, he's conceded more goals from outside the box than any other goalkeeper in the league since he arrived. And he doesn't claim balls from corners. He isn't shouting at the defenders to get them to actually do the things he's saying. Like, he doesn't have any leadership in that team. Thank you, Grunting Horse, for the donation. I'm American. Should I support Chelsea? Well, you're in the right place already. You're on the Gbfc channel, the George Benson football channel, the home of Chelsea FC News, the biggest online YouTube community of Chelsea fans in the world right now. So I'd say that you should support Chelsea. Just saying. But back to Kepa. I think it's a case of Edouard Mendy is now pretty much through the door. Fabrizio Romano's been tweeting about it in the last hour. So that is looking as though all it is now is the medical to be done. And then Mendy will be a Chelsea player. And I think, again, this weekend is another massive test for Kepa, playing against Liverpool, a team who he's actually not done too bad against in the past. Thank you, Luke, for the $1 donation. Kepa could be a match winner for us in a game like this. You know that Chelsea will give away chances. Liverpool, the champions, they're the best team in the country. They were the best team in Europe the previous season. So this is the kind of game where Kepa's going to be forced to make saves unless we defend like flipping gods and don't even give them shots on goal, which is highly unlikely against this Liverpool team. Kepa is going to be tested. And if he wins us the game by making big saves, then maybe he gets to start again the next game. But I wasn't impressed against Brighton. It wasn't just the goal. It was the reluctance to actually claim the ball from corners. Like if you're a goalkeeper and you go for the ball when it's coming in for a corner and you don't claim it, like, I'm sorry, but that's your job. That's what you're there to do. And if you're not doing it, then, well, someone else has to come in and do it for you. That's the truth. So, yeah. I think it's just a matter of time before Mendy comes in and takes his spot, to be honest. And it's not that, like, there's a lot of people that love, when it comes to football, they like to see a few bad things and then, like, create this negative agenda. Just a ball of negative energy towards that player as if, like, they're never going to be useful again in their career, which isn't always the case. But I think with Kepa, there's definitely a good goalkeeper in there. But at the moment, like, the same with all Chelsea players. Whenever you play for a big club, the influence of the fans' opinion and what people say is always actually going to impact you. We've had a £5 donation from Larry Squires. Thank you, mate. What do we expect from Sarr? I will move on to Malang Sarr and that topic once I've finished the Kepa one, but thank you for the donation. So, yeah, I also don't think Hilario... I've just seen someone comment there. I don't think Hilario is probably the best goalkeeping coach in the world for Kepa. There's definitely better goalkeeping coaches than Hilario. It's probably not Chelsea's strongest point of the background staff. Like, don't get me wrong, Hilario is a good servant for our club, but when you spend your whole life as a third choice keeper, and you're playing for one of the top Premier League clubs in the world, you need to be at a level that's kind of reciprocal to Kepa's potential. And I don't think Hilario is that guy. So, yeah, it is what it is. But going back into what I said about the energy and Kepa kind of it'll be in his mind all the time that he's one game away from being dropped. And when you're in that kind of mindset, when you're thinking about making mistakes, it's the same with anything in life, you know, it's not just football, but when you're in that mindset of people are ready for me to make a mistake, people are watching me thinking that I'm going to make a mistake, you're more likely to actually do that. You're more likely to make that mistake. So yeah, it's a tough one. Like psychologically, Kepa needs to be stronger. He needs to not give in to this criticism that he gets. And I mean, like, you know, I'm not saying I haven't criticised him. I have criticised him. Of course I have. Because that's just what I do, you know. If someone plays good, I say they play good. If someone plays bad, I say they play bad. I'm not paid by Chelsea Football Club to say good things about the team, you know. So, yeah, that's that one. Good 5 minutes on Kepa. If you're watching the stream and you intend on staying to the end, if you can just keep a note for me, because I can't do it because I'm talking to you lot. If you can keep a note on the topics and the times that they were on, and then post a comment once the stream goes live, you'll be saving me a load of flipping trouble and hassle. So thank you for that. Going back to Larry's £5 donation, he wanted me to talk about Malang Sarr. Again, I think it's one of those no-brainer. We just had another donation from Steve Ziegler. Thank you for the $20. Shout out from Hershey. We all know who's from Hershey. Sweetest place on earth and home of Captain America. My guy. Thank you very much. Going back to Sarr, it's an easy one really because he's a free agent. So Chelsea won't be paying him right now because of his age. He's not going to be on the most astronomical wages in the world. He's probably going to go out on loan. So it's a case of, you know, he's going to get minutes. We're going to see how he develops. We'll be able to monitor from the loan move his qualities, whether or not it's something that Chelsea need to bring back into the first team. If he does very well, and the centre-back position this season isn't something that is locked down by the arrival of Silva or maybe Zuma, Tomori if he stays, but I think Tomori's going to go. Christensen as well, he was good against Brighton, let's not forget him. Rudiger obviously as well, kind of the forgotten man now that his agent duties are done. So we'll see. I don't expect him to be anywhere near the Chelsea 11 for the next 2 years. But then again, like, you know, he's over 20 years old now, I believe. I think he's 21. So, you know, like there is other defenders in the world of his age who are playing for very big clubs in the starting 11. So who knows? Maybe he does become that player. He's very strong. He's a very big lad. Yeah, he's 21. So who knows? We'll see. But I think probably 2 years, a couple of good loan moves, make the most of having Thiago Silva. Obviously, Silva's agent has said that he thinks Thiago can play at the top level, which will probably be at Chelsea, until he's 41, which would mean that we've just bought a player for free who's one of the best centre-backs in the world who could play for 5 years. So I'm not going to buy into that too much. But if that is the case, then Chelsea will be absolutely laughing. Okay, why is everyone saying, oh, Kai Havertz playing? Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, just disconnected. Sorry about that. Yeah, my internet is so bad. This is why I don't do more live streams. Kai Havertz came out and said today that his preferred position is the number 10. So, you know, like the man's been bought in for a lot of flipping money. And if he can play in his preferred position, then of course we're likely to see the best out of him. But at the same time, like, there's so many players that would love to play in Chelsea's number 10. So Kai is probably going to have to be that versatile player that we know he's been bought in to do. And for me, that probably means that he might have to vary where he plays. Like, we might see him play on the right-hand side. We might have to see him play a little bit deeper, potentially, depending on who Chelsea are playing against and how Frank wants to line up formation-wise. We might see him in more of a central role and further back in the pitch, but not deep. So, yeah, we'll see. We just had a donation from you, Kai. Love from Australia, mate. How do you think the rotation of Reece James, and in particular Aspi, will work this season? Thank you, first of all, for the donation. Appreciate it. Goes directly to helping me and the channel. I think that Reece James probably had the best game he could have possibly had to start the season. I think Frank Lampard knows that Reece James is a bit of a ticking time bomb. Okay, it's back. I'm sorry that this keeps happening. We did have another donation from Larry. Just want to say thank you for that one. Reece James is the player who, if he gets to the level that we know he can, that Frank believes he can, that everybody that saw him rise through the academy knows he can, the loan move to Wigan was sensational. Chelsea know that they've got a very, very good top quality right back for a very long time with Reece James. And it would be foolish of the club to keep him and put him behind Azpilicueta if he's playing well, just because Azpilicueta is the club captain and he's been at Chelsea since 2012 or 2013, whatever it is. So, Reece started the game the other day and he scored an incredible goal, which technically won the game for Chelsea. I'll explain why I think that in a moment. And he's a very, very good player. And if he keeps playing like that, he's going to keep his place and Azpi isn't going to play unless we play with 3 centre-backs. Just had another message, another donation. Thank you very much for the £2. Can't afford decent Wi-Fi still. I mean, I could afford decent Wi-Fi, but I live in Bali, which is a remote island in Indonesia. And we've actually got the best Wi-Fi possible, but it's just a little bit sketch. Kwesi Etsiba, what do I think about DT? He always hates on Chelsea. Okay, I never normally address this kind of thing, talking about like other fan channels and everything, but as you've asked, and it is a topic that I do get asked a lot, but I kind of avoid it. I might as well talk about it here. So, I'm not going to lie. I don't really watch. I understand what it is. I know it's like there's a lot of big personalities in there who are very entertaining in their own right. It's just not my kind of thing. I like to watch videos about successful clubs. So I watch Jan's videos, Eunice's videos, So Arsenal doesn't really interest me, to be honest. I watch Goldbridge's videos because I think United are actually a rival to Chelsea. But regards what he says about Chelsea, like, I don't really care, to be honest. Like, for me, like, when it comes to football, I don't want to say that I know more than anybody else or that I'm better than anybody else, but I try and look at things from like a less emotional standpoint when it comes to criticism of our club or criticism of the way we play. I try to look at it from more of like a rational perspective and then a sarcastic perspective as well, because I'm a sarcastic, what. So yeah, if people want to talk down about Chelsea, then it's okay. They can. But like, what? You know what I mean? Like, it's football. It's part of it. If everybody loved us, it would get boring. So the fact that people hate us, I love it. It's good to have a club that people hate. Like, the comments that Liverpool made, like, you hear so many like radio presenters, TV presenters, football pundits. People are like, yeah, Jurgen Klopp's got a good point. Chelsea aren't an organic club. Okay, but like, explain to me how selling Coutinho and then buying Van Dijk, or selling Coutinho and spending money on Alisson, how is that any different to Chelsea selling Hazard and spending money on Havertz? Like, please come up with like a genuine rational argument that makes sense, logically, with facts. Tell me how it's any different. I'd love to know. Like, seriously, I'm not just being sarcastic now, genuinely. I would love to know how people think this is different. So yeah, that's my opinion on that one. Klopp is a hypocrite. I mean, like, yeah, that's the black and white of everything, with this. Let me see what this stream looks like on, the stream actually looks quite good on 720p. I'm just going to reconnect to, we just had another donation. NDL, good old Nico. Could you shout out RBFG, please? There you go. Do you think Abraham should or will leave Chelsea for his personal development with Werner in? Do I think that Tammy Abraham will leave Chelsea? No. Every single top club in the world cannot be a top club with just one top striker at the club. Just because Tammy's kind of become the forgotten man in all of this because of the signings of Werner and the other attacking signings, and it's almost like, we know how good Werner is. Tammy had a good season, but he's kind of just been pushed back out now. It doesn't mean that Tammy's not a good striker. People immediately associate a player who's not starting every week as being bad or not being good enough, and it's, like, Tammy is good enough. He proved it last season. He scored a lot of goals. It was a very good first season as well, by the way. So I think Tammy will get minutes. Thank you very much for the £5 donation, Leo Sullivan. Do I think Abramovich will reignite his interest in the redevelopment of Stamford Bridge, or have all plans been cancelled? You know, I think the thing with Corona is that any massive development in terms of like building something or like doing something else, I'm trying to think what it could be. I think most of that is kind of going out the window now. And to be honest, like, yeah, okay, it would be nicer if Stamford Bridge got a bit bigger, but there's also an atmosphere problem at Stamford Bridge already. And I think if the more it gets, you know that with football and the way football's going, the bigger stadiums get, the more business oriented and commercialized it will become. So you make Stamford Bridge bigger, it doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be more noise. It probably just means there's going to be more fans in the stadium who are there as part of their like London trip, which again, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. You know, if people want to come and watch our team on their trip to London and never watch Chelsea match again, fine. Okay, cool. Like, thank you for giving money to the football club. But at the same time, like, I'm a traditional fan who likes to go to games and sing. I like to stand up and get involved, you know. Sometimes I swear, sometimes I get annoyed. And I've been at Stamford Bridge many times where I've been sat like in the East Lower, or I've been in like the East Upper, West Upper. And I get up off my seat for a chance. And the guy behind me or next to me is like, can you sit down, please? I can't see. So, like, come on, bro. Like, what's that? Like, you want to go to a football game and sit in your seat? Like, what? Why? I don't understand it. And it's something that, you know, I don't really ever say anything controversial. That's not really controversial, to be honest. It's just normal. Like, I'm a proper football fan. You know, I go to the games, I go to the away games, and I walk out with no voice. That's just the way it is. Guys, I don't know if I've got any mods in this stream. I see like a couple absolute tool bags spamming it, but it is what it is. I don't understand. Who's the mod who's giving rubbish? I don't know, man. Just ignore it. Like, people get so agitated by other people in the chats. But yeah, the update on Ziyech. Right now, I don't really know what the update is, to be honest. It's a case of he picked up that injury against Brighton. He's obviously been training very well indeed. We just had a couple of donations. Thank you, Ahan Penkar. Injury problems. Yep, I'll talk about that. Another donation from Addy Jason. Honest opinion on Rice. Going to talk about that as well. Another donation as well from Sam Pugh. Best midfield. I'm going to talk about all of these things in a little bit. What was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying now, but we'll talk first of all about Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice is a transfer that will happen, but I don't think it will happen now. I think Declan Rice is a player that's obviously been on Chelsea's radar forever because he used to play for the academy. And I think he will be a Chelsea player again in the future. I think West Ham could be a team that go down this season. So let's just hope Rice has a decent season still, and then West Ham go down, and then Chelsea can get him for cheaper. In an ideal world, we get rid of West Ham and bring Millwall up to the Prem. That's what I say. But no, I think Declan Rice will be a Chelsea player within the next 18 months. In answer to the other question from the other donation, the best midfield right now, Kovacic, Kante, and Havertz. I said that in my strongest lineup video. There was another £5 donation from Emmanuel Frank. What is your opinion on Ruben? Can he get back to top form, and is there a place for him in the squad? I'm not going to answer that one because I made a video and that was the main topic today. So if you haven't yet seen today's Chelsea FC news video, there is a link in the description. It's a good vid. Talked about Havertz, talked about people's reaction to Havertz's performance and how crazy it was. Talked about Ruben and everything that's going on with him. The reactions to that in particular. But yeah, I think in terms of going back to that topic of the midfield, I think at the moment, I don't even think Frank knows what the strongest midfield is. We've got to remember that there's no Ziyech right now, who I think will probably more likely play on the wing. I have no idea what we're going to do. It's going to probably have to be a 4-2-3-1, to be honest. There's so many good players. And that front line, when it's like Mason Mount, Pulisic, Ziyech, Werner, or Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic, Werner, like, it really is going to be something else, guys. I hope you're ready for it. So there's 1.8 thousand of you in here right now. If you can hit the like button, if you haven't already done so, that would be absolutely delightful. I appreciate it. Someone just said to me, you look tired, go to sleep. I mean, it is nearly midnight where I am right now. This is just a late night stream as like a little extra video for you guys today. And I kind of have to do it at night because I'm busy in the day. You know, I've got videos to make, I've got stuff to do. I like to have a bit of time for myself as well so that I keep everything fresh. It's important. Which Belgian player could Chelsea use? I mean, the obvious one would be Mr. Eden Hazard, come back and come off the bench with half an hour to go. If Christian Pulisic gets tired, but you know, that's just me being greedy, to be honest. De Bruyne as well, but I mean, does he really want to play second string to Kai Havertz? Probably not. So yeah, is what it is really. I don't think that we need that many. How will Olivier Giroud be used now that we've got Werner and Tammy? The thing with Giroud is I think when he decided to stay at Chelsea, he knew that opportunities weren't always going to be at the forefront of his priority, of Lampard's priority. But we can't deny that Olivier Giroud had a wonderful, wonderful end to last season. So, yeah. We've had a £5 donation. Great channel. What do I think of playing James and Kante as a midfield holding pair? There is potential to see Reece James develop into that kind of role. I think it will probably be something that Frank is experimenting with this season. I think the stage that Reece James is at in his career now, he's still young enough to be able to mould into a different kind of player than a right back or a wing back. We've known that he is capable of playing in a CDM role. It's something I'd love to see, and I think it's something I'd like to see in a cup game. Just give it a go. Like, I think we've got Championship opposition or League One opposition in the League Cup. So that's the kind of game where I'd like to see Reece play in that position with Aspi still on the right. Ooh. But yeah, like it's an interesting one, but at the same time, like Jorginho was good against Brighton. We've still got Georgie. We got Kovacic as well. We've got Billy Gilmore to come back from injury. He obviously broke through in that role last season towards the end before he got injured. So who knows about that? Gbfc Pulisic is fit. I believe he is fit for the game against Liverpool, but I'm not really saying that with any decent source. So I might be wrong with that one. I don't know. Who do I think will be the best signing of the season? You think it'll be Hakim Ziyech? I think in terms of like output and stats, it will be Werner or Ziyech. I think Ziyech is going to get so many assists. And I think Werner's going to score a lot of goals. But I think in terms of like the unquantifiable things, which are the things that you can't define by a statistical number, I think Thiago Silva's influence on this Chelsea team is going to be massive. And it's one of those things in football that often goes unnoticed. You know, it's you can't actually see in the numbers an impact that a player will have, such as Thiago Silva. Thank you very much, Panthera Leopon, for the $5 donation. Will we have Silva and Chilwell for Liverpool? I don't know about that one. I think Silva might be a bit early. As for Chilwell, we've got Frank Lampard's press conference tomorrow, which is going to be very interesting indeed. I'll be doing a video reacting to the press conference. It's going to be like a new series that I want to do this season. Thank you very much for the donation. Shadow, do I think Chilwell will be available on Sunday? I don't think he will be. I've just answered that one twice. But again, thank you for the donation. I don't think he'll be fit for this one. But if he is, I expect him to be straight in the team. You know, Chilwell's not been brought in to wait around on the bench. I think Alonso was Alonso against Brighton. It was okay. He wasn't bad. Opinion on Thiago to Liverpool. Okay. Even though Chelsea don't need him, like Thiago at that price is an absolute bargain. And I think he's going to be a brilliant signing for Liverpool. Like, what is it, like 25 million, 30 million? And he was in a Bayern Munich team last year that won the Champions League. Like, he's a top player. Thank you for the £4 donation. Gabriel Armstrong, who will be the main leader this season? Obviously, Aspi's the captain. He still is a big leader at the club, but Like, you cannot underestimate what Thiago Silva's going to bring to the dressing room, what he's going to bring to the field when he's on it. You know, he's got all of the experience in the world. And with a young team, you need players with that level of experience who have been at that level of the game for so long. You need those kind of players to nurture the natural talent at the club on the field. You know, there's only so much in training and so much stuff like that that can be done, really. So just had another donation. Thank you to Evan. Chilwell and Ziyech out for Liverpool. Silva and Pulisic fit. I mean, if Thiago Silva is fit, what a debut at home to Liverpool. That would be massive. I would love to see a Zuma Thiago Silva partnership for that game. Yeah, Chilwell. Ziyech definitely won't be fit. Chilwell as well. I don't expect he'll be fit, to be honest. Prize for the Fantasy League winner. Yes, so in terms of the GBFC Fantasy League, I hope you joined it. I think there's like 10,000 odd people in there or something, which is pretty awesome. More than double what we had last season. At the end of every month, so at the end of September, I will do a prize for the person top of the table. I'll either go and buy like FIFA 21, send it to your house, or a Chelsea shirt, or whoever you support, which probably would be Chelsea, but I'll sort it out. All right, there's nearly 2,000 people in the GBFC live right now. If you haven't yet hit the like button, please do so. I want to see how close we can get the likes to the amount of people in the stream. That would be gnarly, you know? Do Twitch. The only reason I don't do Twitch is because the internet here sucks. I need to get a business line installed, just for me. Because obviously I live with 3 friends and we're all using the internet. Which doesn't help. We have 3 different internet connections, but I think it all comes from the same place. It's just a different receiver. Will we put up a major challenge in the Champions League this year? I think anything better than what we did this season is a plus. I think if you think all of these players can come in despite the average age, the time it's going to take for them to gel together, if we think that these guys are going to come in and just straight be able to win the Champions League, it would be very unrealistic expectations. But I think Chelsea could definitely be looking at, you know, a quarter-final. And then when you get to that kind of stage, all you need is a good draw, and who knows what Chelsea could do. We've got the quality. Thank you, Cameron Veitch, for the £5 donation. Do I not think Willie will start on Sunday? No, I think, you know, we won the game against Brighton. It wasn't the most convincing Kepa display, but we won the game. And I think Kepa will play this one against Liverpool. So there was another donation. There's 2. One from YB1. Thank you. Best signing of the season, Hakim Ziyech. I think it's going to be Werner. I think everything I see with Timo Werner is brilliant. Thank you, Akshay, for the donation as well. There's been another one. You guys are going hard with these donations. Could I do a 48-hour stream? I mean, that would be wonderful, wouldn't it, really? Like, maybe in the rainy season here in Bali, I'll do a 48-hour stream. It would require a lot of Red Bulls. A lot of Red Bulls to keep awake for that long. But I've done it before. Not a 48-hour stream, but I've stayed up for 2 days. So maybe one day. Maybe I could do it for charity or something. When am I back in England? I'm probably not going to be going back to England for quite a while. Like, there's really no point, to be honest, for me, because obviously I can't go to the football. I've got a life for myself here in Bali now. Like, I live with my friends. We've got business plans coming out of our ears. Like, going to be opening new businesses, starting new projects. Like, it's the best time of my life right now, even though the world has been suffering. Some people still have to try and do stuff, you know? And for me, this year's been the year where I've done things and I've actually got to the places I wanted to be with business and everything. What's my league code for the FPL? Right now, I have no idea because I'm doing a stream. I don't even know. Are you able to join Fantasy Premier League leagues and after it's begun? Because I did mention it quite a few times. I know I actually forgot to put it in the description a couple of times when I said I did, but there's still over 10,000 of you in there, I think. So that's good. Could Chelsea play 4-1-3-2? We could, just don't think we will, to be honest. How are Biso and Fambam? They're good. Fambam's asleep. Biso is at the bar. Thank you for the 50 crown donation, Mr. Rielf Arnston. Thoughts on Wilfried Bony to Chelsea? I mean, I think that's a pipe dream of yours, my man. I don't think we'll be seeing Wilfried Bony in a Chelsea shirt anytime soon. But, you know, there's... you never know. I think that one's not going to happen, bro. Sorry. My starting 11 for the Liverpool game. I'm still debating it, you know. There are lots of options that we have right now. So, I have no idea, guys. I really have no idea. This is fun, by the way. Like, you guys enjoying this? Like, I love just coming on here and doing a stream, like, just out of the blue. Just chatting about all the little things and focusing on little topics and stuff. I'd love to have, like, a proper streaming setup. Chelsea needing a good goalkeeper. Well, we've just bought Edouard Mendy. You know, like, I'm on Twitter right now and I'm looking at Fabrizio Romano's tweets. Edouard Mendy agent just confirmed to Extra Time the deal with Chelsea is almost done. Only the formalisation is remaining. It could be completed even on next hours. Guys, I think tomorrow we're going to have some breaking news. The agreement has been reached by days. As Havertz, it's just a matter of time, then Mendy will join. Look, like, we know what it was with Havertz. We knew that the players' agreement had been done, personal terms done, and it was just about him doing his medical and Chelsea doing the announcement, which obviously, like, it's a big deal when you sign a player these days. Like, clubs are aware that you need to build momentum and hype surrounding these players, social media traction, everything that goes with that. You know, Chelsea are very smart. A lot of people don't think about this kind of thing, but I know how it works. And Chelsea have been very good with the way that they've announced players this summer. All of the videos that have been made have been exceptional. Like, it's got people talking. It's got, you know, people really respecting the club for what they do off the field as well as, you know, on the field, in like a media kind of way. So I expect to see something cool with Mendy as well. He's an exciting player. I'm just going to make sure I don't miss that donation. Thank you to Morgan. What do I think is Chelsea's best chance of silverware, Premier League or Champions League? I think if we're just comparing those two competitions, I think the Premier League is more likely than the Champions League. I think it's going to be very competitive this year, but I think Chelsea will be there or thereabouts, as I said in my Premier League predictions video, which has hit 100,000 views. So thank you guys for that. Champions League, like, there's a lot of good flipping teams in Europe, and Chelsea are a young team. If we get a good draw, who flipping knows, you know? The year that we won it, I'd say it looked the least likely that we'd win it that year on so many different levels. So, who knows? Thoughts on Conor Gallagher to West Brom? Mr. Gallagher, my man. Very good loan move. Again, I think West Brom are going to struggle this season, so we're going to see how he does against the best Premier League opposition. I think he'll get a lot of minutes. We saw last season with both the moves to Charlton and Swansea that Conor Gallagher's a very good player. And if he can do it in the Prem this season for West Brom, and if he can provide something for the club and help them try and stay up, then Frankie's going to be looking at Gallagher for next season. Thank you very much for the donation to Cosmi Fulanito, whatever that might mean. Wow, there's nearly 2,000 people in the stream. Guys, if you want to be an absolute hero, if you could tweet the stream out, see if we can get the 2,000 viewers in here, that would be absolutely fantastic for a live stream where there's not even a match going on. Thoughts on the 3-4-3 formation against Liverpool? I think we could see that. I was contemplating that. Like, I've been playing around with what the lineup could be. Reece, James on the right. Maybe Alonso on the left. It could work, you know. It worked last season against some of the big teams. Thank you for the $2 donation, Mason. Do I think Everton have a chance at the top 5? Well, yeah. I mean, the thing with Everton is we always say like, oh, they've got a good squad and they've got like an expensive squad and all this stuff. And then they start the season poorly and then they have a good spell and then they end it average and then they end up mid-table. This season, they're looking good. You know, winning away at Spurs is no easy feat, unless you're Chelsea, of course. So I think this season they're going to be good. Ancelotti's a very good manager. And they're going to be knocking on the door, for sure. And thank you for the £2 donation as well. Still talking about Wilfred Bonny. No, he's not coming to Chelsea. Imagine if he signed now. Imagine. Will Thiago Silva start? When he's fit and when he's been there for a while and he's been training with the boys for a while, Thiago Silva will be starting in a Chelsea shirt for sure. Leeds to go down. Well, I mean, they've not started the season very well. Yes, they played against the champions and only lost 4-3. They played pretty good, actually. And they lost in the League Cup to Hull on penalties, I think. But Leeds will be fine. You know, they've invested very well. They've got a very good manager. And they'll be absolutely fine. 2 seconds. Let me just message my friend. He just said, are you home? And I said, yes, but I'm live on the YouTube channel right now. Just had another $3 donation from Aton, Georgie Boy, the voice of all Chelsea fans. I mean, that's not what I was going for. But yeah, I mean, I guess people are watching, you know. Thank you. Another $5 donation from Arian Tamman. Do you think playing James on right back and Aspi as centre back alongside Silva is better than Rudy Zuma? You know, my thing with Aspi playing in centre back is I always want to see him play on the right hand side of a back three. And I think Zuma would be a better option with Thiago Silva if we're going to play with 2 at the back in centre back. You know, if we're playing with a flat back 4, I don't think that's where we see the best of Aspi in a central role. Just had another £4 donation from Cameron Veitch. Thank you. Reckon Covey or Georgie starting on Sunday? I think Kovacic will start. Another donation from Jordan. Another donation from Football Manager Guy. Do I play Football Manager? Yes, I do, but I've stopped playing it this year because I just don't have the time. I used to lose my life to that game in a good way. Like, it was fun. Like, I'd spend hours and hours and hours on Football Manager, winning the league with Chelsea left, right, and centre. Thoughts on Ivanovic to West Brom? I mean, you've got to love Branislav Ivanovic. You know, he's a Chelsea legend, in my opinion. He won a lot of trophies with our club. Yeah, best of luck to him. I don't really like West Brom, but seeing Ivanovic link up with Conor Gallagher will be nice. Okay, we've had another 2 donations. 100, I don't know what currency that is. I think rupees. FIFA 21 career mode, maybe. From Herder of Buffalo to GBFC, cheers, mate. Appreciate that. President Jafar, another 50 crown donation from I'm Sky Dancer. Taking into consideration the squad we have, fitness 4-2-3-1 is the best formation we could use against Liverpool. Massively defensive and lethal up front. Yeah, the 4-2-3-1 is very favourable right now for Chelsea's playing personnel, particularly with the players that we have available, with the players we don't have available due to injuries. I think it's definitely going to be a good one for us to use for the next few weeks. I think Ziyech will be back in a couple weeks. Another donation just missed from Dave Ski Nods. Do a vid on or tell us your top CFC kits. Yeah, I was thinking of doing a kits video. Maybe like a tier list. You guys seem to love the tier list videos. Yeah, you want to see that? Like Chelsea kits tier list video? There's a few videos that I want to do at the moment. Oh, damn. Guys, I've just realised, like, how much I flipping love doing this, you know? Like, I'm just sat here at nearly midnight on a Thursday night chatting to you lot about Chelsea. Like, thank you. Seriously. I don't say it enough. I appreciate it. Who is this mod? The chat goes so quick. Man, I've made you a mod. You don't have to spam your question, bro. Like, relax. Damn, Daniel, for real. What is the question? Would I take Oscar back? No. Like, there's no point. Like, the man's not been playing in a good enough league, a good enough standard. And we've got so many quality midfielders. I love Oscar. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a great player, and I was gutted when he left. But at the moment, like, no, it's not for me. Do I think Aspie could go on to become a Chelsea legend? I think he already is. Sorry, I just yawned. I think Aspie already is a. I think he already is a Chelsea legend. To be honest, he's been at the club the longest right now, in terms of the first team. Sorry for spamming. It's okay, I forgive you, don't worry. £2 donation from Ferguson. Dedicate the next 2 minutes to the God, Wilfred Bonney. As much as I'm grateful for your donation, pal, like I genuinely think we'd lose half the viewers if we spoke for the next 2 minutes about Wilfred Bonney. So I'm going to avoid that request for now. But, you know, appreciate the love, brother. Appreciate the love. So when we get to 1 hour, I'm going to have to end the stream because I've got to FaceTime my friend Lawrence, who you guys know on the channel. He used to come with me to the Chelsea games. He's going to my house back home and bringing some stuff to Bali for me on Monday. So because I've not been home in 8 months, I kind of need to let him know where all my stuff is so we can go and get it, which is very kind of him. You must play 4-3-3, Havertz in the middle 10 and Ziyech free, voluntary. I think we will see a lot of rotation with Hakim Ziyech and Christian Pulisic. I think they're the kind of players who, if we can somehow find a way to incorporate them both in the side with more of a free roam, Chelsea are going to be so lethal, bros. Like, we're already pretty flipping good, you know? Imagine when we have all these players available. It's going to be redonkulous. Guys, we're nearly at 2,000 likes in the stream. I reckon with one last push right now, we could get to over 2,000 likes. I would be very grateful for that. You guys are a bunch of legends. Let's see. Can we do it? Messi to Chelsea? No. Although it could happen next year. Messi to Chelsea, legit, next year. Mark my words. GBFC, when has he ever got a transfer wrong? Do I live in Bali now? Yes, I do. I've been living here for the last 8 months. I decided to live here full time 4 months ago. Why didn't Chelsea go for Ake? I don't know. Like, we obviously knew that Thiago Silva was going to be on the market. Like, Chelsea have been so shrewd with their business this summer. Like, we've set our sights on players. We've gone in for them either early or we've made sure that we're at the top of the negotiating power for all of them. Bring Mason Mount in a video. It's tough. The players are not allowed to just rock up. Like, I'm sure it'd be fun if I just message Mason and be like, mate, you mind coming on the stream for a while? If he's not, I'm sure he's a very busy geezer, but say he was just at home doing nothing, you know, maybe he would enjoy it, but it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I am Sky Dancer. Do I support any other team in Europe? Okay, here's the thing. There are clubs in Europe that I like. Don't support them. I support Chelsea. There's not enough room for me to support another club. There are clubs that I like. Like in the US, I follow Seattle Sounders. Shout out to them. Because Seattle's a lovely city and the football club actually really looked after me when I visited, which was really nice. In terms of teams that I keep an eye out for, I keep an eye out for Borussia Dortmund. I keep an eye out for Real Madrid. I also have a little bit of a soft spot for Ajax as well, just because I bloody love a little bit of Amsterdam, you know what I mean? Yeah, big fan of Ajax. Not big fan, I like Ajax. Another donation from Subi William. Guys, also, there's 1.6 thousand of you here. If you're not yet subscribed to the George Benson football channel, I'd love to ask you to do so. It's free. Turn on the bell notifications so that you never miss a video or a stream. 2,000 likes. We've just hit 2,000 likes on the stream. You guys are legends. This has been fun. This is definitely something I'm going to do more of. The internet's not been that bad. It's been bearable, I think. I hope the quality's been okay if you've got it on the highest. It's just a front-facing camera on my iPhone, really. So nothing special. We just had a £3 donation from Team Echo. Havertz central midfield. I don't know what all of these things mean, bro. Sorry. Road to 200k. Road to 160k. Yeah, we should hit 160k this weekend for the Liverpool game. It's crazy how well these match previews do on the day. Like 60, 70,000 views on a preview that's uploaded just a few hours before kickoff is mad. And I like doing it on the day because it means I get to watch all the press conferences. We get all of the last minute injury news, and I can make my predictions for the lineup and stuff as close to what it could be as possible. We've had another $5 donation from 217 Legacy. Why don't we sell the players we've been loaning for years, especially the ones who have never played a game? The reason we don't sell these players is because Chelsea are aware that if you can have more players on your books, then you get more opportunities to have players that have late breakthroughs in their careers, young players who will get better. You get a chance to have these players on your books ready for the first team if needed. In terms of selling them, like there's definitely some that have been out on loan that we'll be looking to sell. Bakayoko's one of them. Victor Moses will probably be looking for a move. There's also a £5 donation again from Cameron Veitch, who's donated quite a lot tonight, so thank you, mate. I will be making you a mod right now for that. Who do you think is our best centre-back pair? And do you not think Aspi and Thiago would be decent? I don't see Azpilicueta as a centre-back in a back two. I think he's definitely more suited for the right centre-back role. And Thiago Silva, I think, will be one of the top dogs. And I think Zuma will be his partner. We had another donation. Wow, from Subi William, another £5 from him. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate that. You guys obviously don't have to donate, but when you do, it is very helpful for me. You know, I've been investing a lot in things like this and doing this podcast studio and stuff. And you know, the only money I'm making right now is the money that these videos make. So yeah, very, very lucky to have you guys supporting. Thiago Silva is a striker. Imagine, I can't wait for him to score a bullet header. You guys know he's just going to thump one in against like Man City or something and then just go nuts. Okay, we had another big donation from Subi William, another £10. Thank you, bro. That is very kind of you indeed. Am I still in contact with the Sidemen? Like I follow them all on social media. I think most of them follow me. Obviously they're very busy people doing their own thing. I'm a busy man doing my own thing. But you know, I've always had a lot of time for all the Sidemen. Bring the captain John Terry back as defence coach. The tough thing with Terry is obviously he has his own goals and aspirations to become a football manager too. So bringing him in as a defensive coach, like, yeah, it's nice. It's more of like a poetic story than something that I think is realistic at this moment in time. We just had another $5 donation from HTX. Merch, do you expect any mind games from Lamps on the lineup on Sunday? I feel like the tactics versus Brighton were odd. I don't see that working well against Liverpool. I don't necessarily think mind games. I think the games come so thick and fast in the Premier League that there's not really time for that kind of stuff. Cameron Veitch again with the donation coming in clutch. It's pronounced Veitch. Okay, got that. Footy Chats, thank you for the donation, €5. How do you see Tammy reacting to falling down the pecking order? This is the kind of thing, it's like it's make or break for a player like Tammy Abraham. You know, let's be real. He's Chelsea's number 9 striker. He's got the number 9 shirt. I think if he takes all of the criticism from last season, if he takes all the positives from last season and he works with that, there's no reason why he still can't have a big part to play in this Chelsea squad. You know, Timo Werner is obviously primarily a striker, but, you know, if Tammy comes in and plays well, Frank will be trying to find ways to incorporate them both in the same team. There's donations flying in everywhere right now, guys. So thank you very much for that. Thank you, Phoenix. Ollie Wills has just given in a donation. We've had another £5 from Team Echo. I meant to say if Hazard came back, would he replace Pulisic and Ziyech? I mean, like, that's a very big hypothetical statement to make. Like, Hazard is not coming back to Chelsea anytime soon. I think he might do at one stage in his career. But it's not going to be anytime soon. Another big donation from Subi William. What is my predicted Chelsea versus Liverpool? I think Chelsea will win 3-1. Okay. 2-0 Chelsea. I think we're going to do well in this one. I really do. Like, I think we could be... It doesn't matter what the score. If we beat Liverpool on Sunday, people are going to be seriously considering Chelsea. I know it's early. I know it's only like week 2. But it's the kind of result that can give so much confidence to this team. Like, if you beat the champions, a team that beat you twice last season, if you beat the champions in your first home game of the season, you're building some serious confidence. Wow, we just had a £24 donation from Eddie Smith. Watch all the videos, man. Keep it up. Can't wait to see more match vlogs when fans are back. Yeah, it's going to be a while until we have match vlogs again, bro. But, you know, one day they'll be back. And hopefully, you know, they'll go up a level. Wow, you guys have really been very generous. Thank you. Do I think we need Rice? I don't think we need Rice. I think Rice would be a good player to have, you know. Another $5 donation from Brendan. Thank you. Love what you do, man. Appreciate that. You guys flooding them in right now. Another 200 rupee donation. Do this live stream more often and mostly after Chelsea matches. Noted. Noted. I've got a lot of time in the evenings. I have quite a busy social life, actually, which I don't really talk about very much on YouTube because people like to think that, you know, I'm just at home like a robot making videos all day and I'm not allowed to socialise. But most of the time now, because Corona's picking up again here, I'm not really going anywhere. I'm just at home, so I can do a lot more of these streams. Thank you for the $2 donation, Black Pierre. Do you think we should get Oscar back on a free? I mean, if he's on a free, then it would be nice. You know, it's just a nice story. Is Oscar available on a free? Like, he got linked with Arsenal, and I know that he said he wouldn't go to Arsenal because he wants to go to Chelsea. Of course, like, the man's not stupid. But who knows? Who knows? Another $2 donation. Remember when you said, put it in, Willie? Yeah, that was one of the funniest moments of last season, I'm not going to lie. Such a big game. I'll never forget that. Flipping Jan didn't miss a trick, did he? He goes and flipping puts it straight on social media. Does Gareth Bale change Tottenham's fortunes? Thank you for the donation, Justin. You know, I think the thing with Bale is that he's obviously past his best. We know that. He's still a good player in there somewhere. It's never worked out for him really at Real Madrid, in my opinion. Yes, I know that's a crazy thing to say when he won them a Champions League in the final and he's scored big goals in big games. He's had good seasons, but overall, Gareth Bale will look at his time at Real Madrid and think he was probably there for too long. And I think realistically, he would have wanted to go back to Spurs or to United, who have been interested in him a long time ago. So yeah, upload these videos on your main channel. No, like Gbfc is where it's at. Okay, we had another big donation from Zachary Sherman. Big ups from the US. Thank you very much, my man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Selamat malam. Good evening to you too. Oh, damn Derek, for real. Thiago signs for Liverpool. My thoughts. Good player. Very good player. Oh, I've just seen... Damn, Tottenham are doing some business. Just had another £2 donation from Worldwide Chelsea. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Collab. I mean, I'm a long way away these days, but who knows, one day. 50 rupees from Aiden Jason. Thoughts on Reguilon? I can't pronounce his name. Like, I don't like saying his name. He's a good player. You know, I'm a bit annoyed he went to Spurs, but we got Ben Chilwell, boys, so it don't really matter, you know what I mean? No, I mean. Okay, guys, it's time for me to wrap up this live stream. I've been going for over an hour. There's been loads of you in here the whole time. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Thank you to all the donations. If you've been in the stream the whole time and you happen to have like a little timestamp on things we've been talking about, then that'd be excellent. A lot of it's just been Q&As. At the same time, there's just been a couple more last minute donations coming in. I'll make sure I read them all out. Subi William, thank you again for being so generous. Norris Benzagir, big up from Belgium. Giroud and Werner up front, maybe, who knows, that could be a good combination. Yeah, so if you are in this live stream right now and you haven't yet seen today's video, I want you to go and spam the comments with hashtag ChelseaFCNews. If you haven't seen today's video, it is linked in the description of this stream. Go into the comments and type in hashtag ChelseaFCNews. You absolute legends. Frankie Caputo, thank you for the last minute donation as well. I appreciate that. Good night to you guys. It is midnight now where I am, so it's now Friday. Big weekend this weekend. The Chelsea are up against Liverpool in the Premier League. See you guys later. Go leave a comment on today's video. Hashtag Chelsea News. Peace.